Deep in the mountains of Ireland, hidden away in a secluded little town, there's an ancient ritual passed down through generations. They take someone who's been dead for less than a year, wrap the body in mud, and shape it into a clay figure. Then they pour gasoline over it and set it ablaze. Once the flames burn out, the deceased miraculously comes back to life for 3 days. The family gets exactly 3 days to say a proper goodbye. One day, a couple hears about this ritual and seeks out the town's mayor, Arthur. They want to bring back their daughter, who died in a tragic accident. Looking at this outsider couple, the kind-hearted mayor doesn't refuse. He agrees to their request. Arthur carefully explains the rules of the ritual. The resurrection only lasts 3 days. That's their window to say goodbye. After that, the soul must be sent away. Then the mayor asks them the most critical question.
How long has your daughter been in the ground? Patrick, how long has your daughter been dead and buried?
It's been 11 months, 2 weeks, 2 days.
After hearing their answer, he starts fiddling with an ancient abacus. He turns to Jack and confirms the date of the daughter's death one more time, because the death must not exceed 1 year. Otherwise, something truly terrible will happen. Once he gets confirmation, Arthur doesn't press further. Instead, he lays out the rules that come after the resurrection. During those 3 days, the deceased must stay within the town's boundaries. One step past the line, and the resurrected body will rot instantly. Second condition, and the only price for bringing their daughter back, the couple must settle in this town permanently. They become guardians of the secret, desperate to see their daughter again. The couple agrees to everything without hesitation. But the mayor doesn't know one thing: they've told him a deadly lie. Their daughter has actually been dead for over a year. And from this moment on, the town's nightmare officially begins. The story starts with a tragic accident. Jack and Anna once had a happy little family of 3. Their daughter Lisa was sweet and adorable, the apple of their eye. But one sudden accident shattered everything in an instant. That day, Lisa went to the yard to feed the dog, just like always. But for some reason, the normally gentle dog suddenly turned vicious and lunged at her in a frenzy. Hearing her screams, the couple rushed out of the house. By the time they reached the yard, their daughter was already lying in a pool of blood. They rushed her to the hospital immediately, but it was too late. They couldn't save her. Losing their daughter devastated them. To escape the pain, they left that place behind and moved to a remote Irish village called Wakewood. They thought they could start a new life, but they had no idea what dark secret this town was hiding. After settling in, Jack went back to his old profession, working as a vet at Mayor Arthur's cattle farm. Anna got a job at the town's only pharmacy. As the days went by, the couple gradually adjusted to life there. They slowly began to heal from their daughter's death, but that peace wouldn't last long. One evening, Jack went to pick Anna up from work. On the way, the car mysteriously stalled. Jack got out to check, but couldn't find anything wrong. They were in the middle of nowhere, so they decided to find a nearby house and ask for help. After cutting through a stretch of woods, they came across a house with the lights on. It just happened to be Mayor Arthur's home. Jack rang the doorbell, no answer. So Anna decided to check around the back. As she crept around to the backyard, she saw something she would never forget. A large crowd of villagers had gathered there, as if performing some kind of ritual. The smell of burning filled the air. Strange instruments of torture hung all around. In the center stood a clay figure, engulfed in flames. Someone then doused the flames with water, and a fully naked man crawled out from inside. He wasn't burned at all, it was as if he'd been reborn. Anna froze, trembling in horror. The mayor spotted her. She bolted, grabbed Jack, and fled without a word of explanation. But when they got home, Mayor Arthur was already waiting in their living room. He told Jack he hoped they'd settle in the town permanently and asked them to keep what they saw tonight a secret. Jack was completely confused. The mayor didn't explain further. He just told Anna, "Take care of yourself," before leaving. Anna said nothing. She didn't tell Jack what she saw, and from that day on, their lives were never the same. At work, Anna saw the resurrected man again. He was talking with people just like a normal person. What disturbed her even more, a young girl trying on sunglasses at the pharmacy suddenly began convulsing violently, completely out of control. Anna stepped forward to help, but the girl's mother rushed over, almost desperate to stop them from interacting. She pulled her daughter into a corner and slipped a strangely shaped wooden stick around her neck, muttering something like, "Time flies, don't let your guard slip." Then she hurried the girl away. Anna stood there, completely bewildered. Just then, a rhythmic banging outside caught her attention. Curious, she followed the sound. A line of villagers was marching by, each holding a wooden stick, beating bamboo tubes like some kind of ritual procession. And walking at the very end was the same girl from the sunglasses display.
Alice has a lovely voice.
What the girl said next froze Anna in place. She and her husband had never told anyone about their daughter. How could this girl possibly know her daughter's name? Determined to find answers, Anna tracked down the girl's mother.
Tell me my daughter's name.
I don't know. Tell me my daughter's name.
I don't know, truly.
Her name was Alice. Now, how did your niece know that?
Under Anna's pressing, the woman finally confessed the truth. The town had an ancient ritual, one that could bring back the dead for 3 days. Her daughter had been resurrected the same way. As for how the girl knew Anna's daughter's name, she couldn't explain it. She just said the resurrected sometimes bring back messages from the other side. The woman's words completely shattered Anna's worldview. Meanwhile, something terrible was happening to Jack. That afternoon, he was injecting medicine into a cow. For no clear reason, the cow suddenly became extremely agitated. The owner climbed into the pen to try to control it, but the bull went completely out of control, pinning the man against the steel door. He was trampled to death right there. The accident left Jack overwhelmed with guilt. He decided to quit his job and take his wife away from this place, but instead of blaming him, the mayor begged him to stay. Jack's mind was made up until Arthur said something Jack couldn't refuse.
I can bring your daughter back to life for a short time. So you can see her, hold her again, and say goodbye properly. Would that ease your pain?
Jack thought the mayor was talking nonsense, but Arthur calmly told him to go home and ask his wife, because she had seen everything with her own eyes. When Jack got home, he confronted Anna about what she really saw that night. Finally, she told him everything. She told him about the resurrected girl at the pharmacy. Jack thought it was absurd, but Anna's certainty and his own deep longing for their daughter eventually broke through his disbelief. That very night, they went to the mayor's house, and that brings us back to the opening scene. But the mayor didn't know the couple had told him a deadly lie. The three of them made the deal. The ritual required 2 key elements. First, a recently deceased body to serve as a vessel. Second, a personal item belonging to the deceased to act as a sole anchor. The man who'd been trampled by the bull that afternoon turned out to be the perfect candidate, but convincing his family wasn't easy. The widow was cautious. She studied the couple carefully and refused outright. Something just felt off to her. Tampering with the natural order, one tiny mistake, and the consequences would be unimaginable. But with the mayor's persuasion, she eventually gave in. After all, in this closed-off little town, everyone shared this secret. Someday, she might need someone to resurrect her husband too. With the body secured, the couple drove through the night back to their daughter's grave. Jack dug up the coffin and took her favorite necklace from her body. Everything was ready. The ritual began. After the familiar series of steps, as thick liquid poured out, their daughter was miraculously reborn. Back home, Anna washed the mud from Lisa's body. The length of her hair, the color of her eyes, everything was exactly as before. It was as if nothing had ever happened. As if those dark days had only been a nightmare. But what they didn't realize, what they'd brought back was a demon wearing their daughter's skin. The resurrected Lisa was a completely different person. She'd often stand under a tree, staring up at the crows she'd killed and hung from the branches, almost savoring her achievement. Sometimes she'd wake up in the middle of the night, just staring blankly at the ceiling. But the couple was so caught up in the joy of having her back, they didn't notice a thing. The next day, the old woman came to see Lisa. She'd had doubts about the resurrection from the start. She brought along ritual tools to test her. She started by asking a few questions. Lisa wouldn't engage at all. When the old woman asked about her birthday, Lisa's expression turned ice cold, her eyes filled with murderous intent. Just then, Jack and Anna walked in. Lisa instantly switched back to playing the innocent child.
She's not right. You've got to take her back.
But the couple only had eyes for their daughter. They didn't take the old woman's warnings seriously. In fact, they had a crazy idea forming in their minds. Now that their daughter was back, they couldn't bear to lose her again. So they decided to escape the town with her. After discussing it, Jack would take Lisa first. Anna would go home, grab the car, and meet them on the road outside. But they'd completely forgotten the warning about the boundary. The moment Lisa stepped past the town's edge, she let out a blood-curdling scream. Her skin began rotting before their eyes, collapsing back into the state she was in when she died. Jack scooped her up just as Anna pulled up in the car.
What happened? Open it! What happened to her? What happened?
We tried to leave.
Miraculously, the moment they crossed back inside the boundary, Lisa's skin returned to normal. That's when the couple finally realized their daughter could never leave this place. What they'd resurrected was a soul trapped in Wakewood. That night, after learning what happened, the mayor stormed into their house with a group of villagers. He was going to send Lisa away right then and there, because a soul resurrected after more than a year doesn't just bring back the spirit, it brings back evil forces from the other side. But the couple refused. They begged for just one more day with their daughter. Caught between rules and compassion, Arthur gave in, but he warned Jack sternly, watch for anything unusual, and report it immediately. But those final 24 hours turned into a bloody massacre. The next morning, Jack woke up to find their dog had been killed in the most brutal way, its skin torn clean off in one piece. Jack immediately confronted his daughter.
Alice. Show me your hands.
Is this a game?
Yeah, it's a game. Alice. Show me your hands.
There was no blood on her hands, but something still felt very wrong. Then, when he got to the cattle farm, he saw something even more horrifying. Every cow in the barn had its eyes gouged out while they were still alive. And on the ground, Jack found Lisa's necklace. That's when he finally understood. His daughter had done all of this. Meanwhile, the mayor sent the woman to their house. She brought a specially made wooden stick, telling Anna to put it around Lisa's neck to restrain her. That night, they'd take Lisa to the woods for the farewell ritual. But Lisa heard every word. When Anna returned to the room, her daughter was gone. She searched every corner of the house, nothing. Night fell quickly. The mayor gathered a few villagers, ready to head to the woods. But just then, the lights in the house started flickering. There was a knock at the door. The mayor opened it, no one there. When he turned around, 2 blood-covered axes had appeared on the table out of nowhere. And Lisa was standing in the corner, staring at them silently. But she didn't attack the mayor. She simply said, "I'll come back for you later," and vanished. The old woman, the one who'd insisted on sending Lisa away, she was in real danger now. She had no idea death was creeping up on her. By the time she noticed, Lisa was already in front of her. She tried to loop a rope around Lisa's neck to restrain her, but it was useless, because what they'd brought back was no ordinary little girl. The next moment, Lisa drove a spear straight through the old woman, ending her life without mercy. Meanwhile, Jack discovered more cattle slaughtered. The couple finally understood the gravity of what they'd done. When they found the old woman's body, the truth finally hit them. What they'd brought back was not their daughter. They jumped in the car and sped home. But on the way, the road was littered with dead crows. Just as they were about to turn back, their daughter called out to them. Lisa said she didn't want to return to the other side. Whoever tried to send her back, she'd kill. Jack forced himself to stay calm. He said he had something for her. He gently put the necklace around her neck himself. The moment her guard dropped, Jack pulled out a powerful sedative and stabbed it into her leg. The couple then rushed the unconscious Lisa to the woman who knew the ritual. All 3 sped toward the burial site. But on the way, Lisa suddenly woke up. She begged her father to let her down. Reason told Jack not to stop. But the next second, Lisa sank her teeth into his neck. The pain knocked Jack out instantly. Anna and the woman, walking ahead, sensed something was wrong. When they turned back, Lisa was standing there, staring straight at them. The woman tried to soothe Lisa with words. What she got instead was death, quick and brutal. Anna was frozen with terror. She bolted through the woods, desperate to escape the demon. But Lisa's footsteps followed, steady, unhurried, like a death drum. Then Anna spotted the wind turbines in the distance. That was the town's boundary. A desperate plan formed in her mind. She stopped running and climbed the turbine staircase, screaming her daughter's name, trying to lure Lisa past the boundary line, using the rules to end her.
Why did you run away?
I was scared.
Are you still scared?
Not really.
I bet you are.
Looking at that face, familiar yet strange, Anna's tears poured down. But she knew, this was the only way to kill the monster. It worked. Lisa fell for it. The instant she crossed the boundary, her skin began rotting at terrifying speed. She collapsed in a pool of blood, screaming in agony. Anna carried her daughter's body to the burial site. With unbearable grief, she buried her with her own hands. This time, it was a real goodbye. The couple had finally let go. But just then, a hand burst out of the dirt and grabbed Anna's ankle. The mayor stood nearby, watching coldly. He didn't reach out to help, because from the moment they told that lie, this cursed ending was already sealed. No one could change it. Sometime later, Jack, having lost everything, performed the ritual once again, and he saw his wife once more. Anna told him she and their daughter were doing well on the other side, and that she was pregnant. Jack had already secretly prepared the tools for delivery. A terrifying cycle, built on lies, was beginning all over again. And there, the film cuts to black, leaving us with an open ending that chills you the more you think about it. What this film leaves us with goes far beyond an ordinary horror story. Through this extreme tale, it explores deep questions about life, death, and the rules that govern them. It reminds us to respect the natural order of life. Death is a part of life. Learning to accept the loss of loved ones is something every living person must face. The greatest horror isn't the resurrected evil, it's the parents' refusal to let go. What matters most is treasuring what we have now, while we still have the ability to love without holding back. Because you never know whether tomorrow or tragedy will come first. That's the story for today. May we all find strength through love and never be consumed by it.